Alright, what's up guys? 80? What'd you do today?
Went first place.
What'd you play?
Played Dogmatika Invoked Shaddolls with heavy doll engine.
Ooh, let's see it.
I mean, hand traps. Played
Can you turn them the other way?
yeah.
Hell yeah, thank you.
Ash. I mean, it's kind of standard. It's Ash. It hits most everything. Ecclesia, hits all the birds, Splendors, it hits Phantom Knights. It's just good.
Yeah.
Played 2 Veiler.
Why only 2?
Basically, my deck's getting overstuffed, so I cut a Veiler. Makes sense. I'm Veiler because it also stops shit. It's another light target for my doll engine if I need to use it. And that's just all the hand traps. For the Dogmatika engine, I mean 3 Ecclesia, 1 Knight.
This is my second time seeing 3 of this today, and I think it's cool because didn't people only used to play like 1 or 2 last format?
Yeah.
Why do you think it's a 3 of now?
You draw more often. This way, I've got triple Nadir and triple Ecclesia to start the Dogmatika combo.
Go ahead.
Anytime I go first, my best opener is essentially have a way to Alistair and have a way to Dog Engine, and if I can, get into Schism as well.
Yeah, so just maximizing on that gives you like access to the edge in the most amount of the time.
I don't play Maximus because Maximus is punishing too much with Sword, Soul, and Birds. They've got extra deck room to run like Nova or Makaba, so I end up seeing a Makaba on their side.
And in the mirror match, it helps them out.
Yeah, mirror match helps them a lot.
Wait, if you send Nova, it summons Makaba?
Yeah, because Makaba's a machine.
Oh, jeez, that's insane.
Yeah. That's all my. Well, I also actually played Punishment as just a one of.
One seems pretty
Punishment,
good.
it's a good interruption, but in an emergency, it'll also get me into my doll engine by sending app clone.
Yeah.
The dolls play 1 Beast, 1 Dragon, 1 Wendy, 1 Ariel, 1 Squamata, and 1 Hedgehog.
This is the spicy part. A lot of people only play that right now, right?
Or
Yeah,
none.
they're only playing 1 Ariel because of the graveyard effect, or 0, or they're siding it.
So why do you want to play the big package of Shaddoll monsters?
It's part I just like them, and it's more fun for me to play dolls.
Yeah.
But also, there's a lot of Invoked Dogmatika mirror matches, and the dolls let me grind harder in the mirror match with Schism than they can. It'll also, often I'll just end up with follow-up on Beast Wendy, and my next turn, if they don't out-Beast, I'm either drawing a card because they hit Beast, or I'm getting 3 deep draws on my next turns for follow-up plays.
Seems really nice. Do you like brick on these though? How does it feel in your hand?
Yeah, I mean, it bricks sometimes, but that's the risk you run with running a heavy doll engine.
And you said you're playing like 43, right? So I got your chances of drawing them are a little lower than someone playing
buried a
straight
little
40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the dolls in the main. And 3 Alistair because he's just a good normal summon.
One of the best.
Yeah, for sure.
If I'm bricking on dolls, he will get me into invocation, and sometimes I just invocation from hand to make a doll fusion.
Yeah.
Like I've summoned him, link into Artemis, and I've had to like doll fusion using Artemis and then go into the invo after, or I've just had to hard invo from hand with a Dogmatika or Veiler.
But it doesn't seem too bad, honestly. Like, if you're using it to make the Shaddolls, then you could link away the Shaddoll and the Alistair for the Anaconda to get access into that good old Destiny Hero engine, too.
Yeah, that works too. Like a normal Alistair, invo into any doll thing, like Construct, Mill Schism, Link into Verte, get Schism. Then I'm sitting on Schism DP. I run Triple Mount down to Sea Alistair, and 2 invos.
Why is 2 standard on this card? It feels like it's always been at 2, but now with DPE, I could almost see a world where it's 3 since it's an out to it. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, you could, but like I'm afraid to just draw into invos without Alistair.
Yeah.
This way you have more Alistair than invos, so you're more likely to have Alistair first. Because you draw without Alistair, your invo is basically useless unless you're in the mirror. Which actually won the mirror match against the other guy he did the profile on because I drew invos and stopped his Alistair.
Ooh.
It's powerful.
That sounds dirty using theirs in Grave.
the DPE fusion materials, and I mean triple fusion destiny.
One of the best cards ever printed, it feels like.
Love that card.
The only thing I don't like about this, it's weird if you have this and Nadier's Servant.
Yeah, they clash.
Because if you use this, you can either Nadier, normal Ecclesia, or you normal Alistair.
Yeah, you got to choose between them. I was thinking about that too, where it feels like if you open all 3 engines, you don't do much, but the Nadirs can still send App Cologne and get you the Schism, so it's not the end of the world.
And if I hold Nadir, I can use it to break their board next turn with like Intis or other
Oh,
stuff.
that's true too. Just use it as follow-up.
Triple Doll Fusion and 1 El Shaddoll.
And this it seems like definitely the payoff for playing the engine, but why do you want to play this one still?
This one helps if I bricked in my hand, or it will give me the follow-up on my windows. Say I Schism out a window because they baited it out, and they out that window. I can chain this, get a second window back, and now they've got to out window again.
Which you can't often do.
Or I've used it with Alistair and a doll in hand. I summon Alistair, they imperm him.
Oh,
chain
jeez.
Alistair doll.
So you dodge it, so Alistair still resolves. You get a fusion out. That seems really sick too, actually.
Comes up a lot. I mean, I side it out a lot because going first, it could be risky, but it's definitely a useful, needed card. Since I like going second a lot, triple talents to help me play through all the board breakers, because they're going to use their negates on Doll Fusion, Destiny Fusion, Nadir, and then I've got talents left over.
You either take, rip, or draw. Which one do you tend to do the most?
If I need to take because I can't break the board without taking, I'll take. If I'm in a bad place, I'll draw. And if I've got follow-up in my hand and I can continue to keep playing, I will just look at hand so I know what they've got. So it's very situational which one I choose. One called by, DPE plus hand traps, etc.
Yeah, card's insane now.
It's called by.
Card's insane.
I main deck 2 Chalice.
Do you have droplets? And if you did, would this be it?
I actually wouldn't play droplets.
How come?
I'd have to rebuild the entire deck to fit around droplets, and honestly, I'd probably have to drop the Shaddoll engine because it's just too heavy with droplets.
Yeah, you don't want, is it the discard hard for this deck, you feel like?
The send's not hard. It's just I won't have plays with droplets left with the dolls because they could break my hand as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Makes sense.
These I mostly run for when I'm going second and they have a negate. You can bait it out and then chalice it.
It's good
Or
for Scythe too.
yeah, and the Scythe combo and DPE as well. Like this helps me more against DPE. He's literally one of the biggest controls in the game.
And he's in every deck, it feels like.
And then the 1 Schism.
Very close too.
This card's just insane.
Oh, Schism's,
Window times 2 sometimes.
This is amazingly the big reason I like a big doll engine because I can just play on this for multiple turns.
Oh yeah, where other decks have 2 window max, your deck can just continue to go.
Yeah, they do window and then they're done. Extra gravity, mostly for turn 1 Schism grabbing combos. This for my Invoker plays, and I don't play Almirage and Secure Garden.
You don't play Maximus, so you don't need it.
Yeah. Oh, I also don't have the extra deck space to fit those 2.
Yeah.
It's nice to minimize it down to 1.
Verte, yep. DPE, etc.
That's crazy.
He's literally one of the biggest grinders in the game. Entis for the Nadir package. Invoke to play 1 Raging, 1 Purg, 1 Macabre, 1 Algoides.
I got 2 questions here. One, I think it's cool that we're starting to see people play this more. What's your reasoning for wanting to run it?
Plays around punishment. It forces all sorts of negates. Drolls in every graveyard, so he's live often. Just his Book of Moon quick effect is so useful at shutting everything off.
And then why do you opt for only 1 Macabre? I feel like everybody plays 2 on that one.
Extra space.
Do you ever miss the second?
No, I've actually never had one where I was like, I need another Macabre. Especially with DPE now, I often just go into Algoides so much more than Macabre.
Yeah, because you need to out the DPE with it. That's true.
It's really powerful hitting it out of the extra grave.
So it's usually just Macabre if you go first, and then that one if you're going second.
Yeah, Algoides because it'll clear the board and help you with TK, or it'll stun them on their turn because it's gonna pop monster.
Oh yeah, it pops when it comes out? Or it pops when they summon, or both?
It pops on its own summon, and once per turn, anytime your opponent special summons, it can pop another.
Ah.
And the doll engine, 2 App Cologne, 2 Construct, 2 Window.
2 of all. I mean, main deck heavy.
One thing I was wondering in regards to this engine, do you think there's ever a case to play the wind one? Now that we have the wind statue out? Because then you could summon it, send their wind statue, and still play.
I've thought about it for if I'm maining Super Poly, but it's just hard to find extra deck space for
Yeah, this deck's
anything
really
other than
tight.
these 3.
You play 4 different engines, you kind of run out of space eventually.
For sure.
This one I play 2 because you're almost always Nadieering or punishmenting one out to get into your doll engine. And then the other one is do Shaddoll Fusion, because with App Cologne, Shaddoll Fusion lets you break a lot of boards with just itself.
Oh yeah, because it summons negates a card, and then now it's link material too.
Shaddoll Fusion is a 1 card out to a back row plus Appaloosa with this. Because you just send Dragon, Aerial, or Window.
Yeah, and then stack your chain so that you can negate the opposite chain link 1, then activate chain link 2.
This gets me into my Schism engine also. It's just, its construct, it beats over most things. But you summon her, send Schism, link in the gravity controller. You've got a giant fusion monster in the grave for Agoides, plus follow-up for Schism. 2 Winda, locks them.
2 Winda good.
Side deck, I don't really have a lot of justification why I play things. I just play this because going second all the time.
Yeah, this card I think is starting to see a lot more play too. Cards seemed dirty against a lot of decks.
There's just so many.
There's so many monster negates, like monsters that are monster negates.
There's a lot of monster decks. There's a lot of decks that just put up a bunch of stuff that you have to deal with. So I could just force their negate with evenly and then go through my board breaker cards. TCBoo, I usually set this in going first versus almost every deck in the meta. I can play almost entirely fine under it. They can't. Triple Lancia, mirror match, PK, stops evenly, all sorts of shit.
Yeah, I really like this card, this format right now too.
It's really good.
And for you, it's a light.
Yeah, it's also light. Lancia is very versatile. Triple Joel, it's like the best hand trap in the format, unless they're not playing it that hits, but most people. So I just side deck it because if they're playing it, you bring it in. I mean, or aside, Triple Cosmic.
What's your reasoning on Cosmic over a card like Twin Twister, Lightning Storm, stuff like that?
Because this will get me through all the heavy back row decks like Eldritch, all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah, it perma removes Eldritch cards instead of just like postponing it.
It'll take out the Eldritch, it'll out the Schism and mirror matches, it'll take out PK cards where they won't have a Fog Blade. It'll banish Scythe.
Yeah, that's the big thing to me I like with this card right now.
Sure.
I've said it like 10 times today, I think. I love it.
The big reason I really, really prefer this over Duster and Twister is a lot of the back row decks play King of Sky Prison and you cannot use any of them under it.
Oh yeah, it protects from destruction only. That doesn't destroy. I didn't think about that either. That's a really good point. Cosmic's the meta. That card's insane.
It's very good.
Do you have any like thoughts on the deck? Like, how do you feel like it performed today?
I mean, it did pretty good. The only times where I didn't have like control of games if I just drew poorly or they just had outs.
Any closing thoughts?
I just play this deck because I love Shaddoll, essentially.
Fair enough.
All right, sick. Well, thank you for the profile.
Thank you.